Okay.
Are you there?
I think so. I got it. My petticoat fell off and I have it down around my knees right now, but I think we're okay.
Wait, what is a petticoat?
It's like the under slip under your big puffy dress.
And what's it doing?
Falling down.
Well, why couldn't you get at it? You said it 5 minutes ago.
Well, I have so many layers on top of it. There's a big apron and then a skirt and then we come to the petticoat and then I have my stockings. I'm getting at it right now. Just hold on.
All right. Okay. If anybody wants to see what this looks like, we don't have live video, but we do have a still photo on Facebook.
Not full body, I'm afraid. Thank goodness. All right.
Yeah.
We don't know if we're on air because the little radio that's out in our reception room has disappeared, and so.
But now the blue light that says on air is on air.
Oh.
Look at it. See? See the blue?
I do.
That's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Good morning.
Morning, everybody, and Kristina.
I'm so excited.
I missed you last week. It was so sad.
I know. How'd you do? What'd you do?
What did I do? Where was I?
Yeah, Kendra was here in your stead, so...
I had to be at... Oh, I know. I had to be at the museum. Usually, like today, we have an arrangement where John opens the museum for me, and then I run there right after here, which is why I'm dressed all funny. But last week was the last week of school, and he had to sub, and he couldn't open the museum for me, so I had to open my own museum. I couldn't be here, so Kendra was here, which was awesome. I haven't listened to your podcast yet. I want to hear it.
Yeah, I have a feeling it started talking about ticks.
Oh, yeah. Did she get your tick off you?
She did.
Did you guys do the spinner thing, or did you do the dental
spinner.
Floss thing, or did you do the
What's the dental floss thing?
I don't know. You wrap it around their head, and then you, vibrate it or something, and then they come out, because I don't like dental floss.
Yeah.
Everyone has some ridiculous, stupid way to take out ticks. You're really going to go get dental floss and wrap it in a certain way all around a tick, and then, vibrate it out. That's dumb. Or some people light a match on fire and then hold the end against the tick's butt.
Well,
or all kinds of different oils or you can dab it with petroleum jelly and then it can't breathe and eventually it comes out. Why don't you just take some tweezers and pull it out? Because that's what I do and it seems to work.
Well, actually, that's what Kendra's approach was, and I gave her a lesson in a different way to do it. So,
did you guys really spin the tick out?
Yeah, we did.
I think it just got irritated and came out.
Don't look that way. It's the best. It's the most fulfilling experience to get that to work.
Well, I just want to take it out, and I feel like the tweezers are the fastest.
It's like doing a beautiful pirouette
Oh my God, with your tick friend.
Yeah, you're a dancer, right? Dancing with ticks. Anyway,
my memoir.
You know what? They were talking about space on the radio just before you got here.
Shut up.
No, I was so glad that it was over. It ended before you got here.
I hate space.
Yeah, they were talking. They're always talking about space.
Give it up, people.
These science shows cannot get off it.
What is their problem?
I don't know. I don't think
Get a life.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't actually look at the stars and dreams. They're just they're too involved with the scientific facts to enjoy the sky anymore. Mm-hmm. So let's just get back to enjoying, looking up there and saying, wow, isn't that amazing? And not knowing anything about it. Like maybe even forgetting any of the constellations except for the big ones, like the Dipper.
Yeah.
Maybe Orion. That's about it. You don't have to know more than that.
Did you know one of the stars in Orion's belt just went out?
What?
Now his pants are going to fall down.
No. Is he wearing a petticoat?
This is a joke. It's a joke, Kristina.
I'm sorry. I
the
thought
star
it was
did not
real.
go out. No.
You just made it up to torment me?
No, I didn't make it.
What a way to start
It's a
Friday.
joke. It's a joke.
Gosh. This is Fabulous Friday, and that's how you want to start it?
I'm sorry. I take it all back.
Did you say what the show was?
Oh, no, I didn't. Did you?
Please do.
This is 11th Hour Radio, and we are coming to you live from Royalton Community Radio today, which is WFVRLP 96.5 here in South Royalton, Vermont. And you're listening to Kristina, Stykos, and Emily Howe jibber jabber on about, whatever BS comes into our heads.
Yeah, and I'd like to thank our sponsor this morning.
We have a sponsor?
Yeah, I figured it out. Thank you, Mother Nature.
Oh, you're so funny.
Well, what were you saying about the elongated head thing about...
Oh, I was complaining about stupid beards that people trim into that long shape. I don't like that. It's the hipster thing, but it makes your head look abnormally long and creepy.
I guess I just don't know why you'd want to have a beard in Brooklyn. I can understand it up here in the far north, but...
Not in the summer here.
Just reconsider, people. Just reconsider.
Who's going to kiss you anyway if you have a beard?
Yeah, my cousin doesn't do that. I don't think. Does he? I can't see. I don't even.
Your cousin with a beard?
I'm telling you.
I think he has a tidy little goatee type of beard.
Perhaps he does. Yes, but I don't even notice.
Right.
I don't even notice.
Those just work. If you're going to have a beard, people, take this into consideration, hipsters. Okay, it needs to be a proportional beard. It can't be longer than it is wide. If you want a really long beard, you better get that sucker to be wider too, because it looks stupid.
Fashion tips.
From a woman who doesn't have a beard, but I still can have an opinion about beards.
Yeah, I know. People trust you. People trust that what you say has some mighty weight.
No, I don't think so, but... I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, and I have a very small confession to make that I may have hit a mole on the way to the station.
I hit a robin yesterday.
You hit a robin?
Yesterday.
You sure?
Yep.
Yeah. With the car?
Yeah. Well, not with my hand or a baseball bat.
Well, it could have been the tractor.
No, my tractor doesn't go fast enough.
Could have been a horse. You could have hit it with a horse or a sheep.
I don't know if that's been done ever.
Yeah, well, I saw the mole came scurrying across, and I just, basically you have to use your mental powers at that point because you don't want to cause a car accident. So you just try to either hurry them up or slow them down.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm not sure what happened.
You try to gauge it so they go between the gap of all your tires.
That's right. That's right.
Or sometimes they do. They make it.
And tell me, if you see roadkill in the middle of the road, do you ever have that impulse that you want to stop the car and pull the poor animal off to the side?
It depends what state it's in.
And it depends if it's a skunk or not.
If it's still kind of like plump and recently hit, yeah, I do get that urge a little bit. But if it's been flattened, I'm not going to go and like spatula scrape it off and flip it into the bushes.
Yeah, we're not really prepared for that, but I just feel like somebody should. They should have volunteer crews.
Well, they do. The state is supposed to take the roadkill off.
Even woodchucks?
Everything.
Really? They would stop for a woodchuck?
Behind the state troopers barracks in Bethel, they have the
unit?
The dead animal pile.
Unit? What?
Yeah.
What?
It's where they take all the dead animals from the roads.
How do you know that?
I just know that.
What do you mean? Have you been back there?
No.
Who
But we
told
had to
you?
have one. We had to have the state troopers come and take away a little dead deer on our property that got tangled up in our fence. And so they told us a bunch of stuff. And you know what the sad... Well,
What?
Speaking of ticks, this is
What?
gross. They had their whole truck was full of dead deer when they came to get our dead deer that had gotten hit by cars and things. And they said when they have all those dead deer in the back of the truck, the whole back of the truck is swarming with ticks, with all the ticks running away from the dead deer. And so they're like crawling everywhere off of.
They don't like them dead?
No, I think dead blood is not as good as live
Wow.
blood.
Okay, we're off to a really bad start with the show. But I did want to say something else. I wanted to say something else about woodchucks because it is getting that time of year when everybody's getting pretty irritated. I mean, that's a mild word with woodchucks. Are they useful in any way? Okay, that answers that.
I think they eat grubs. Maybe do they?
They must do something. I
Or
just
they
wish we
just eat
could.
plants. Are woodchucks vegetarians? You should know. You're a vegetarian.
I don't know, but that brings up the sad fact that yesterday I was at my gardening job and I suddenly heard the sound of a shotgun.
Oh.
I thought maybe batteries were exploding. It was the same kind of sound because I don't really know what guns sound like.
You've
I'm
heard
not around
batteries
guns.
explode? I've never heard
Sure.
a battery explode.
When you throw them in the fire.
Never done that.
am I
That seems
making
like
that
a
up?
wicked bad idea.
Maybe I'm making that up.
I hope you are.
Well, last year
I've thrown a lighter in a fire. That's kind of fun.
You did intentionally?
Yeah.
Well,
if you buy a big package of those cheap lighters, we used to do this in high school, and you throw them into the bonfire, they poof, do a little explosion.
That's dangerous. Well, I accidentally dropped one of those little tiny mag lights into my wood cook stove. I couldn't see in there. I was trying to see in there what was going on.
Wasn't there a fire lighting it?
Boy, you'd think so. Why was I holding?
If there was a fire,
yeah, that doesn't
then you
make
could
sense.
see.
But
If there wasn't a fire, then your mag light wouldn't have exploded.
Yeah, I think I was holding it in my mouth for some reason.
Okay, your hands.
I do funny things.
All right, that's fine.
I can't explain everything
so
that I do.
somehow
if
the mag light exploded.
Yes, no, it didn't explode. I was petrified that I had just created some kind of a horrible
bomb.
And so I yelled to my friend, what should I do? I took it. I just grabbed it with a mitt, pulled it back out. But I was scared it was going to explode on me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I apologize to the universe for all the stupid things that I do. But it's not going to stop anytime soon.
No.
So let's just get used to it.
It's fine.
Yep.
Anyway, wait, you were telling me about the
Oh,
gunshots.
yeah. So, yeah. Well, there were so many guys on the job yesterday because the homeowner that I work for has been building a guest house on the property. And so there must have been 10 trucks in the driveway. And it was the masons that I guess were put in charge of dispatching the woodchuck because, of course, the masons had tried to repair a couple of the walls that the woodchuck is making these huge holes into. But I had no idea. I think this was planned for a day that I wasn't supposed to be there, but I decided frivolously yesterday to go back there to work another day. Mm-hmm. But the good thing was there was a barbecue on the job site later.
What?
They invited.
Did they
invited me over.
cook the woodchuck up?
No, there's hot dogs and hamburgers, and that was cool. Except
You don't eat them.
I know it was hard to break the news.
Hey.
How do you do that? You walk into a group of 10, 15 guys, and they're having this great barbecue. I did drink a beer just because I knew I wasn't going to be able to have a hot dog.
I guess you could pretend you're not hungry or something.
That's so dishonest.
You could just eat a bun.
If I can't stand up for myself and say,
Yeah, I guess you're right.
that smells really good, but...
But I don't care for any woodchuck right now. Thank you.
Yeah, were you having some kind of a revelation that I interrupted a second ago?
No, I was just wondering if beavers are vegetarians or not because...
Is this something that's been bothering you for a while?
Yeah. Like, they chew on wood.
Do they eat fish?
But do they eat fish? Like, otherwise, what is the point of them living in ponds?
It's protective.
Well,
they have
I just
to.
don't-
How many
I don't-
people are going to swim underwater to get in the door?
It just seems like they should eat fish if they're going to live
They
in a
should.
pond. But do they?
I'm not very good with
They don't
scientific
have like meat eater
information.
teeth. They have this big, like mine.
Why don't we talk about space?
No.
I think I know more about
I don't
space
want to
than
hear
beavers.
anything about space.
Okay, why don't we talk about Oh, I had a Coca-Cola. I drank a Coca-Cola out of a bottle this week.
Was it the kind from Mexico? Because those are much better for you because they have sugar, not the corn syrup.
Yes, and they're reputedly good for
I mean, they're not
kidney
good.
stones.
They're not good for you.
If you're getting a kidney stone and
they
you
will
drink,
dissolve it with their chemical.
you have to drink 6 Cokes in 2 hours.
That will probably kill you.
No,
and your
it
kidney
dissolves the
stone.
kidney stone.
You can also just drink a swig of apple cider vinegar and lay on your left side.
Okay.
I just read that sodas, and particularly like Gatorade, which isn't a soda, but they have so much sugar on them that as soon as you drink it, your liver, which is meant to process sugars, I guess, and slowly dole it out into your body,
Yes.
it's too much for it to process, so it's like panics, and it just starts dumping it in huge doses out into your bloodstream, which is why you get that sort of sugar high from these drinks. But it's really bad for you.
Well, I don't drink that.
Okay.
I mean, I have...
What, you have a kidney stone?
No, I was working on a job digging...
Why are you drinking 6 Cokes in an hour or whatever?
I did, and I just had one.
Okay.
It was a hot day. Well, it wasn't actually that hot, but we were digging sod.
Okay.
We were digging up
I forgive you.
all day, 7 hours, digging sod
Were you
with a
making a
shovel.
little sod house?
We're making a garden, and we actually were using a tractor also, but it was a combination of human power using shovels
And Coca-Cola.
Yeah, so that was my reward. I got the Coke.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great.
John buys the Mexican Coke.
He does?
occasionally.
He
Yep.
buys them? Mm-hmm. Once in a while? One or a whole case?
Usually just 1 or 2 when he's out at the grocery store, because you can
get 'em-
you can find them in the it's like the international foods aisle in the grocery store.
Well,
Because it has just sugar in it, not...
so you buy real Coca-Cola from Mexico in the international food aisle.
Yes. At any supermarket.
Our world is just so confusing.
I know.
It's not a Mexican food. I guess it's an international product at this
They
point. It's
process it differently or something.
I would guess that Coke is made everywhere, and it's been so successfully marketed. I think it's the most successfully marketed product in the history of products. Just think about it. You could go almost anywhere in the world, and there would be a Coca-Cola for you. You'd feel right at home.
McDonald's is everywhere in the world,
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. I saw
How
it
did you
coming
know it?
because it came out of your brain like a big bubble. You know how on cartoons there's words inside a bubble?
No, I'm a
that just
cartoon
happened.
person. Probably Coke is more prevalent than McDonald's, though. Like, a lot of third world countries don't have a McDonald's, but they do have probably Coke.
Yeah, and I bet you think that you're not eating many GMOs, right?
No, I know I probably am, because not everything I buy is labeled non-GMO.
Like corn puffs.
It's Pops. Corn Pops. Which I just ate a
Puffs.
mixing bowl
Corn
of them. I don't eat Cocoa Puffs.
What are you looking down on Cocoa Puffs, but you think Cocoa Pops?
It's not cocoa. It's Corn Pops. Corn Pops. They're just corn that's been popped and sweetened.
Well,
If
back
I
to my
could
point.
buy the Mom's brand sweetened rice puffs or whatever they were that I used to get at the co-op here in town, I would be perfectly happy. And those were
Discontinued?
organic and healthy. But now they don't have them anymore, so I have to eat the Corn Pops. I have no choice.
It's really depressing. It's the same. I realized the other day, I'm so proud of my diet, as many of us self-righteous vegetarians are. But I realized that all of the pasta that I eat, most of it's got GMO wheat in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I eat a lot of pasta.
We don't
let
eat
me
a
tell
ton
you.
of pasta, so maybe that cancels out my Corn
Well,
Pops.
I do. I get back from work at 7 or 8 at night, and it's throw the pasta in the pot with the broccoli, cook it, drain it.
I do love angel hair pasta, though.
Me too.
With like some peanut sauté sauce on it, and that's good with broccoli too.
I gotta eat better.
It's yummy.
Yeah.
Let me see what's on my list. It's freezing, Kristina. It's freezing.
I think it was nice this week. It was perfect.
You are a crazy person. This is not June. This is March. What's going on? I don't
This
I
was
don't want to
just-
be wearing my long underwear right now, and I am.
This has just been the best week weather-wise. I could take this all year. I think I should move to somewhere.
So cold. My hands are cold.
Do you think if
my butt is cold?
If I moved to the equator and I lived on the side of a mountain, would it be like this all year long?
What? The equator's hot. Hello?
No, not always.
It's hot. It's the nearest to the sun. It's hot there.
You are spreading misinformation again.
What? You are.
No, I am not.
Go to the North
You think
Pole
if you go to a mountain
you wanna be cold.
on the equator.
Antarctica.
All right, look, I'm going to
A mountain on the equator is wicked close to the sun. It's up higher.
It's really sad
Look,
that
that's the fat part of the Earth, okay? Fat. It sticks out and it's close to the sun. I don't know why it's hot there, but it's hot. Everybody knows this. You learned this in like second grade.
Yeah, I don't know why we even went to school. We are so poorly educated.
Oh my God. Don't make me
But,
turn on the lava lamp.
No, it's all right. It's way too late for the lava lamp.
No.
Yeah, but it looks good just like it is. I don't know. It's the only decorative thing in the whole control room besides that picture of what's-his-face over there.
What, Jack? Or the bearded guy? Oh,
No,
Jack sort of
who's
has
that,
a beard.
Who's that musician
What are you
behind
looking at?
I'm not looking at Jack, and I'm
Oh.
not looking at the guy from Brooklyn.
Oh.
I'm looking at this guy.
That's a guy who plays the
Like,
saxophone.
Ornette Coleman, somebody like that.
I don't know.
We'll check it out.
I'm not a brass instrument person.
Look, don't add
I know they
insult
have
to
to
injury.
exist.
Just don't go
and
any farther.
I don't
with
mind
it.
listening to them, but I just don't like looking at them. They make your cheeks look silly.
Okay, well, do I have a track of music for you? This has no horns in it.
Thank
It
you.
won't disturb you. It's just kind of straight up creative imagining of a young woman named Abrial. Her stage name, of course, is Abrial, but people in this area might know her as Caitlin Pomerantz. And
I don't know her as anything, but let's hear it.
Okay, she did a track at my studio. It's called River Wide. And I believe her brother Josh is on this playing his hands. It sounds like an ocarina, but just, I can tell you,
cool.
I was there. He did it
Wow,
with his hands.
That holding up of your microphone stand is going to get really old.
It's really annoying because I'm going to have to use both my hands now. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Nothing's happening.
I know.
This world is a desert that we water with our tears. There's been a river building through the years. River wide, river deep, river churn, river sea, river wail, river moan, river leave me well alone. Through every city, town, and home this river flows. How many tears this river holds, God only knows. River wide, river deep, river churn, river sea, river wail, river moan, river leave me well alone. And from the parched, dry throats of souls, there comes a cry for soft and low. How many tears it gonna take to quench my thirst, to ease my ache? 'Cause when I drink from that river, the taste won't leave my mouth. It's bitter with self-pity and muddy with doubt. River wide, river deep, river churn, river sea, river wail, river moan, river leave me well alone. Well, I heard John in the desert cry, love for the Lord will give you life, and you will know when that dove alights, a river's calm that satisfies. River wide, river deep, river gentle, river sweet, river sing, river praise, river wash my sins away. River wide, river deep, river gentle, the river sweet, river sing, river praise, river wash my sins away.
That was Abrial.
I loved that.
That was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Original. So you were just telling me about someone who showed up at your doorstep ready to give birth.
This was like 12 years ago, though.
Yeah, but I was fascinated by it. Could you just run that
Well,
by me again?
We were just talking about Kendra, who was our guest host last year, and has been my longest friend. She's watching her nephews for the summer because her sister has headed off to grad school at Smith. So Kendra's is being the summer parent. Anyway, but her sister Tanya, who these two nephews belong to. Here comes the train. I'm highly distracted. Hang on.
That's okay. I know everything has to stop when the train goes by. We just have to let our hearts pound.
You know what? I think if you grow up hearing the train all the time, it doesn't affect you like this. But I live up on a hill, and I never heard a train, and I wasn't near trains, and so they sort of freak me out a little.
Wow.
Get out of here. Get you and your trainness out of here.
Where is it going? I want to go.
Other end of this track.
I want to go with it. I want to go far away.
Why do they derail so much lately? God, it's like nothing is safe. Stupid airplanes just fall out of the sky. Stupid trains go off the track. For God's sake, it's a track. You can't go wrong. Nobody even has a steer.
Hey, relax.
It's like they hit a toad
Nothing
and derail.
happened. The train just went by.
Well, maybe something will happen later. It's upsetting.
It's okay. You can also look at it positively.
I'm gonna get back to anyway. My story was Tanya, Kendra's older sister, was pregnant with her first son Zeke, and she was in between. She was moving into a new apartment, and it wasn't ready yet. And all of a sudden, she went into labor a little bit early, and she wanted to have a home birth. So she just turned up at my door one day saying, "I'm in labor. Can I have my baby at your house?"
How much time was there between when she showed up at the door and the baby was born?
Several hours, but I was like, okay. So she got into my bathtub and the midwife arrived, and we were having a dinner party that night, and it was too late to cancel because the people were already on their way. And this was, 12 years ago. So it was before everyone really had cell phones.
Sounds like a win-win to me.
Anyway, so we were renovating our upstairs bathroom at the time. So we only had one bathroom downstairs. This is in my old house years ago.
Did it? I'm sorry.
It's fine. But
the guests...
we have this dinner party, and I'm running kind of back and forth between the dinner party and I've been invited to watch this birth, which is cool. And I kind of would rather watch that than have a dinner party. So and Kendra has a big family. So Kendra and Tanya have 7 brothers and sisters. So we're pretty much all of us and their mom and the midwife and my sister Jen are all crammed into my tiny, tiny little downstairs bathroom, which is like the size of our console here, basically, with a huge clawfoot tub, and she's in the tub giving birth, and we're all crammed in there. And the dinner guests who were out in the kitchen, whenever they had to use the bathroom, luckily they were male, so they just went and peed on the back lawn because they couldn't get into the bathroom. Anyway, eventually that
worked out
the
great.
Baby was born, and it was cool. Anyway, since I saw, that was the first time I'd ever seen anyone give birth, and it seemed so easy that I decided to have a baby, so I basically got pregnant that week.
Well,
so my son is exactly 9 months.
This is going to help
younger
people
than Zeke because
family
I was always
planning.
terrified. I thought it seems horrible. And how does it come out of that? That's just insane.
This is a great model for family
So then
planning.
I watched it happen, and I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, it looked kind of horrible, but it also, looked doable. I was like, that can happen.
That
So
slippery slope
I did
between
it.
horrible and doable.
Mine was much worse than that. I wasn't prepared, but that's okay. I mean, whatever. I have my kids now, and it's fine. But that was it. That talked me into having a kid.
I asked the question. I got the answer.
Yes, you did. All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I saw something really sad on the internet this morning.
What? No,
sorry. I was
whales?
sort of mystified by it. I mean, it's
Beach
sad.
whales?
No, it's local news. This guy from Randolph died yesterday or the day before, which is terrible. But the really odd part is how he died. He went off the road in his Jeep and hit a carnival ride that was set up in Randolph.
I missed that.
I was just like, it's just unusual. I feel terrible, but what an odd way to go.
I know.
I wonder what ride it was.
I never like carnival rides. You know that.
They're horrible. They're put together with like a wrench and that's it.
Yeah.
And they go whipping around.
No, I'm so glad that phase is over for me taking my children to the Tunbridge Fair.
My kids just know that I don't go on the big scary things.
I always let other people take my children once they were at an age where they were unstoppable.
John loves them, so he goes, but I just can't. I can't. And I sometimes can't even watch. Sometimes the really high whippy ones and the whole thing is like creaking. And I want to be like, you can't go on that. This is just too scary. But then I don't want to be that parent who is so psychotic that I can't even let my kids have a life. But
you know what you should do? You're such a good photographer. You should do a photo essay on those guys that run the rides. Why don't you do that?
I always had a crush on them when I was in junior high.
Of course you did. You did?
Oh my God, that was so my type.
What?
Are you kidding?
What type is that?
Like Latin and dark and hair and eyes. I was like, oh
Really?
my gosh, the carnies are so exotic and gorgeous.
Okay.
It did escape my notice that they were usually like chain smoking and really rude, but
opposites attract.
I guess so.
You know, you don't even drink.
I don't even drink or smoke.
You certainly don't smoke. And you're wearing a Victorian gown. So anyway, I hope you've gotten over that.
Well, I'm a different person now.
Are you regretful of that?
Being a different person?
That you didn't run away with one of the carnies at age 16?
Think of my life. I could be like a carny barker now.
You could be. You could have one of those plastic duck exhibits.
Oh my God.
They're not called exhibits.
It's a game.
Oh, it's a game, right? Oh gosh, yeah. I've always been so scared of the people who run those games that I couldn't even approach them with my children. Even I would push my children in front.
They're kind of intimidating. They
yell
yelling
at you.
people thing.
They yell and they tell you what to do, and
why
is
that a thing? I don't think that's how you reel people in. At all. Like that's like
no, it does. It works at the fair. It
doesn't
doesn't work.
I guess it depends
in other,
what type
in
of
other
fairgoers.
areas of life that might not work so well.
It doesn't work for me at the fair. If somebody's going to yell at me to get over there, I am not going to get over there. That is just
but you'll do a lot of other stuff.
What? Tunbridge Fair outlawed the girly shows years ago, Kristina.
No, I know, but the pig races. Come on.
I can't take the pig races.
No, it seems inhumane.
I think no, it's not inhumane. They don't do anything. They just let them out and then they feed them a whole box of Oreos.
Hey, do you
How
remember?
inhumane is that?
You remember when we tried to broadcast our show from right next to the pig races?
Oh yeah, that was inhumane.
That was different.
To us.
Yeah, no, that didn't come across.
I think the pig races are funny-ish the first time you see them.
Ish.
But then that
Ish is the operative
gets old and
suffix.
It's too slapsticky for my.
Okay, look, I got to tell you about
discerning
this.
taste.
I got to tell you about this potluck that I went to.
Oh my God, it is potluck
my
season.
God.
We've been to 3 this week and there's one tonight and I'm so tired of potlucks.
What did you bring?
I've just started doing the like bag of chips, bucket of salsa thing.
Oh, you're doing that?
Because I cannot make any more salads.
Don't you feel really bad?
Yes, but if
you feel
I'm
like-
going to have 4 potlucks in one damn week, the last couple are getting the bag of chips and the jar of salsa. I just can't. I don't get. They're always right after work. I cannot get home in time to make a
I know.
casserole,
I know.
which nobody's going to eat anyway. Because what does everybody eat? They just eat chips. So who cares?
I totally understand. It's just that the potluck that we were talking about was the one that I went to.
Yes. Go.
Not the 4 that you went
Sorry.
to. That's okay. I just feel a little sidelined. But, I actually made something. I prepared something.
Oh, my God.
I got tortillas. I got a can of beans. I made these nice things. I cut them up into 4s. I made 8 segments.
So what, like little quesadillas, like little pita things?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got the bottle of wine.
Whoa.
And we were not running late. We got in the truck. We headed out. We drove and we drove and we drove. And then finally I found the Woodchuck Hollow extension.
Yeah.
Do you know Woodchuck Hollow extension?
No. I'm just doing my best not to derail you from this story, so I'm going to agree with anything you say.
Okay. Well, that's where it was. If you don't know where it is, it's fine.
Woodchucks seem to be the theme today.
No. Well, this extension.
What is wrong with you now? She's just, oh my God, she's lost it.
I'm sorry. It's the road sort of disappears. They call it extension, but it's not much of an extension.
I have no idea why she's laughing.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Extension. Okay. All right.
So you get up there. There at the top of the hill. And I drive in expecting to see 50 cars. And we're the only one.
Aw. Were you the only ones actually invited? Or just nobody wanted to extend themselves?
Nobody was there.
Were you at the right place?
Yes. Wrong house.
Oh, okay. Did you share your goods with the lovely homeowners of the wrong house?
Here's what happened. What happened. It was actually the right house. It was the wrong city. It was...
What?
I know, this is really hard to explain. It was such a big mistake. My friend from Providence had emailed me and told me about this potluck, and I was so excited. I put it on the calendar and everything, and I thought it was at her summer place out in Orange, Vermont. Uh-huh. And so that's where we went. But as it turns out, it was in Providence, Rhode Island. So, we made the best of it.
Did you just get out and eat, or did you just leave?
I was kind of scratching my head a bit. I said, well, I know Jill and Doug live down the road. Let's just go see if they know what's going on.
Oh my gosh.
So we went down another 4th class road that was pretty bad. And then we got to their house, and Jill was outside with the dogs. And anyway, we chatted with her for about a half hour. She didn't know anything about it.
Did you share your food?
No. Oh. No, we saved it and went home.
Okay.
It was good. It's okay. I mean, see, the good thing about it is you make the food for the potluck, and the potluck doesn't happen. You still got some food. You got dinner already. You can open the bottle of wine. You could have a great time.
That's true. That's where the chips don't really work so well.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to eat chips for dinner.
Right, which you probably don't. But, just don't sweat the small stuff.
And it's all small stuff.
That's what they say. That's exactly what they're talking about. Like, don't get all bent out of shape.
That's pretty funny, Kristina.
Yeah, well, that was what happened.
When someone gives you a compliment, do you thank them, or do you kind of like reason with them as to why they're wrong to give you the compliment?
Well, I usually feel a little awkward, and then I think to myself, I must be gracious and not be one of those people that always says, "No, I'm not."
Right. Yes,
that's
is my
obnoxious.
Exact thought process. Okay.
Yeah, so I've learned to just graciously say, thanks. And then...
But you don't mean it. I don't either.
Well, you can put it away in the back of your storage closet of your compliments and...
No, I mean, I don't... When I say thanks, it's not genuine because I don't really believe what they're saying.
No, but you do feel thankful that they have said something nice about you. You
That's
genuinely
true.
do feel that,
That's
even
true.
if you don't agree what they said.
I don't agree with what they said, but I do
you
feel
say,
that they
well,
were being
thanks.
kind.
Thanks for being with the one person in the universe who actually says that I am X.
Right. Okay. Good
So,
to know.
But it's good. I learned in my life to be gracious about that stuff. Hey, you're such a great blah da da. Thanks. Thanks.
What was that word you
Thanks.
used earlier? I thought I wrote it down, but I can't read my own writing. Skerbubbly? Kerfuffle? You said...
Wow. I don't know. Was I making up language?
I think so. You do that often.
I think it would be easier for me in life if I could just make it all up
I know.
from scratch and not have to use the English language as it is, as we know it.
You'll be happy to hear that baseball's over, so I won't talk about baseball anymore.
Great. Okay, what else can we talk about? It's actually time for a song.
Oh my God.
Music reigns. So we're going to go to a track of music. Now, this one is Mark Legrand and Sarah Munro, and it's called Double Wide. Sounds good, huh?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Double barrel, double wide, buprenorphine stashed inside, welfare baby on the floor. She's the one that I adore. What a time we had last night. Uncle Joe shot out the light on the corner in the park. Things look better in the dark. Deadbeat dads and worn out moms, latchkey kids inventing bombs, fast food junk and cigarettes haven't hit the bottom yet. God, I hope my truck will crank. Not much money in the bank. 20 hours at the mill won't even pay the grocery bill. This old world keeps spinning round. Sun comes up, the sun goes down. Got our feet stuck to the ground. This old world keeps spinning around. Grandpa's in his easy chair. Nothing's ever easy there. Grandma's out behind the church, covered up with a load of dirt. We'll all end up there one day. Some'll curse, some'll pray. Me, I'll try to make it right, right up till I'm out of time. This old world keeps spinning round. You're up one day, the next you're down. Got our feet stuck to the ground. This old world keeps spinning around. This old world keeps spinning around. Sun comes up, the sun goes down. Got our feet stuck to the ground. This old world keeps spinning around.
Mark Legrand and Sarah Munro.
Are they the grandma got run over by a reindeer people? Grandma got run over by a rainbow. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. No, they're not.
I guess you've answered your own question.
Right, I did. Never mind. They had that sound to them.
Yeah. That was a real song there. That was good. I really like them. But what else was I going to tell? Oh, Personal Growth Friday. Have we covered that yet?
No.
Well, all right. I had a couple things, couple ideas. One was that whole issue of having to keep up with everybody.
Oh, God.
I mean, keep up in terms of communicate with all the people in your sphere.
I can't do it. I
how
feel like a
impossible it is.
lame slacker all the time.
Yeah, so here's how I kind of broke it out, is that there's different groups.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the friends that you can stay in touch with via Facebook, and that's a very satisfying group because you can definitely make a splash that's just big enough that they feel satisfied, and that's all you got to do for a while. The next group is new friends, and I think they're pretty easy because they don't have any expectations of you yet.
Right.
So those are good. Now, where we get into trouble, well, close friends that I see at work. Now, that's a particular group, and that's okay. I'm pretty good with those because I see them at work, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
The worst category, there's the two worst categories are the close friends that I don't see at work.
Right.
That's a problem group.
Right, because they fall into two categories, too. They fall into low-maintenance close friends and high-maintenance close friends.
Oh, now you're making the subcategories.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I tend to high-maintenance close friends have like a shelf life for me because I can't have high-maintenance friends because my life does not allow for it. So it's sometimes I lose friends.
They'll go away mad.
They do go away mad, and they become more of those sort of Facebook acquaintance types. They morph into that.
Yeah.
And then I have the low-maintenance close friends like you and Kendra who just are also freaking busy, and and it doesn't matter if we haven't seen each other in a long time. It's fine. It's like nothing happened. It's fine.
Right.
That's where my core of friendship kind of remains happily.
Because we all have the same problem, and
Yes.
it would be the pot calling the kettle black for any of us to get mad at the other because they were seemingly too busy to have a friendship.
Right.
But we just have a knowing.
Yeah.
And then
it's just there. It's a constant.
The other category is family, which is harder for me. Your family
one's
actually,
tricky.
they live in your neighborhood, so
They do.
you've got that problem pretty well solved. For me, it's much, much harder. But so I just don't know. I've been trying to think of some kind of new approach to stay in touch with people, and I thought I'd start with my family. Like if any of these groups were to be addressed, I'd say the first one would be my family. So I thought, well, what would fit for me? What would kind of nourish my soul while I was connecting with them? And it's not the telephone calls, right?
No,
we know that.
God, no.
You and I don't want to make the telephone calls.
No.
And who has time? Once you're on the phone, you're stuck there for an hour.
The phone. I hate it.
Yeah. So I thought, well, maybe I should write a monthly letter.
Like a little newsletter.
A newsletter.
Do you ever Skype with people? Somehow,
I
even
hate
though
that.
I hate the phone, but somehow Skype feels a little less scary to me.
It's worse for me.
Really?
Because a lot of times there's slow speed internet. So
Yeah.
it's
No, I can't do
pixelating.
it at my house. But if that was an option, I think I would be less frightened of that than the phone.
No, I get very disconnected. I have a problem with live audio and video.
Really?
I find that if I close my eyes and I can just concentrate on the audio, I can be much more focused.
But that just makes it be like a phone then.
Well, yeah. So I don't like any of it. So that's why going back to, I could get a MailChimp account. I actually have a MailChimp account, but I could use it for personal letters with photos to my family members. And the only person that wouldn't work for is my mom because she can't use the computer anymore. I guess I could print her out one.
They make these computers that are printers. My grandfather, who's in an assisted living home in Brattleboro, has this little printer that it's not a...
Just for photos?
No, like you can send him an email with photos in it and it just prints it right out for him right there on his desk. So it's not a computer, but it's a receiver of emails that prints it.
So I think it's just a printer that's hooked up to the internet, and so you can send a digital image and he can just pop it out.
Yeah, so you can send him notes and things, which is nice because he can't figure out how to do computer stuff, but he can go and get something out of a tray and read it.
That's kind of an interesting idea.
You should try it. I don't think it was terribly expensive, and he really likes it.
Okay. My mom
it's like a little mailbox too. You can go and find like little notes and pictures from your family. It's nice.
Wow. Okay, I'll look into it. I just have come to the conclusion after buying my mother about 3 devices that she couldn't handle, that I needed to stop buying devices for her. Mm-hmm. Each time I was trying to do something, be a do-gooder, like, the Sirius radio, and then I got her the Mac, the iMac. Mm-hmm. That worked for a while, but she's timed out of that. Mm-hmm. And I got a HP pad for her, touchpad thing, but she couldn't do it. So
I think any touchscreens is harder for older people because as you get older and you're less steady, like you're accidentally touching things that your hands are shaking.
I thought the total opposite because
Really?
my mom has low vision, so I thought she can put the tablet,
put it close to.
She can put it even under her reading machine, and then she doesn't have to use a mouse because the whole coordination of a mouse, and then you have to see the little arrow. Whereas if you touch screen, it's just your hand touches the thing.
That's true.
It's
Is she shaky yet? Like it's her
not too bad. I think
it might have worked at that then.
Except issues of charging and turning it on and then getting to the program.
Yep.
And she's just too proud to ask, honestly. There are people all around her who would help her at a drop of a hat. But, well, okay, so I don't know if we've solved any of our Personal Growth Friday dilemmas, have we?
Wait, how did it start?
I don't know. It started with keeping up with friends.
Oh, yes.
And that just leads to the whole issue of having too many irons on the fire, which we suffer from. If you could change anything about your life right now, what would you change?
God, there's a lot of things.
Well, it could either be a big macro thing, like it would be one big huge change that's completely unrealistic, or it could be something small.
Are you talking about like money-wise or relationship-wise or like?
Well,
I don't.
What's the biggest issue?
My biggest issue that makes me the most stressed is probably my kids and having like weird custody issues and things like that.
So if you could change that, how would you change it? I mean, unrealistically, just in a dream.
I just would want to be my kid's full-time mother, which is what I want.
All right.
It's such a bummer. Like there's all these end of school potlucks and stuff, which I've been talking about. Mm-hmm. And last night was my son's end of the year. They have teacher advisory groups at their school, which you stay in for all your years. And they're a big deal at Tunbridge. They're kind of these core groups, and the teachers are your advisors and your mentors. And so they really gel, and they do a lot of team building stuff. And last night was their big end of the year potluck for their group, and they were having a slumber party at the school and stuff, and all the parents and siblings were invited to go during the potluck, obviously, and not the slumber party. But so John and I went, we brought our potluck dish, and my kids weren't with me this week, so they just didn't come. And this happens all the time. I'm the childless parent at all these events. Like I feel lame, like I'm there sitting and I don't have a kid there.
Yeah.
And it's just weird.
Well, you know what? That only stands out because you're in such a small school.
I know.
There are, half the population is divorced.
I know.
Everybody has these issues.
It's just always a weird situation to be
you feel singled
participating in these events without my child, which is the whole point.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well.
And I also would like money. That would be great.
Okay.
If I could change my life.
Kids, money.
And not because I'm a greedy little brat. I just want to not be worried about making ends meet. I don't want a lot of money. I just want to be sure that the heat is paid for and I can fill my car with gas.
Right, that you don't have to constantly worry month to month.
Pay for the groceries and that's it. Like that seems like not huge. I'm not saying I want an expensive car or anything like that. I do not care about anything like that. I just want to have ends meet. That is all. So that's not really wishing for money, like above and beyond. That's just wishing for survival, really.
Right. Well, that's kind of similar to what
a lot of us kind of teeter on the edge of.
Yeah, and I think my wish would be to somehow magically downsize my life so that I didn't have such high expenses. Yeah. Bring that property tax down.
Are you getting any bites on your house?
Yeah.
I love the video. It's wonderful.
Thank you. Well, Wilder suggested that I put the listing on FarmLink or LandLink. I guess it's called LandLink, but what it's trying to do is bring young farmers together with farms that are for sale, and even a piece of property that has some farmable land on it, which mine does. Yeah. So those are the bites that I've had are from people who saw it on LandLink, Vermont
and your
LandLink.
house is big enough too that like several young couples or whatever could maybe buy it together and use it as some sort of cooperative
it as an educational facility
center, because your house is huge.
I think I'm going to bring the people together and say, okay, you guys, if you can't afford it, why don't you get together with these folks? Mm-hmm. And then I will just waltz off into...
Well, you know what? I keep saying, everyone's like, where are you going? Where are you going? And you're like, I don't know. You can't go away. You cannot. I absolutely forbid it. You can't just go move someplace far away.
I won't.
What would happen?
I won't. I might go as far as Weathersfield.
Where's Weathersfield even?
You don't know? Weathersfield Bow? No. You need to take a drive down Route 5.
I mean, I've heard of it, but I can't think of where it is.
It's the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I have a friend who's got land on Weathersfield on the Bow. The Bow is actually this section of land that juts out into the river, or that's the perception of it.
Oh,
beautiful.
On water would be nice.
Oh my gosh, these farm fields that are kind of hidden. You can't see them from the road. Mm-hmm. They're unspoiled. They've been that way for decades.
Nice.
And it's something else.
Okay.
So, okay.
Just don't go like...
No, I won't. No, I won't. I mean, if I did anything, I would just go... What I'd like to do is if I had enough money and my career could accommodate it, I would like to spend maybe 2 months off doing something somewhere and then come back.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice to travel a little?
Well, yeah, I'd like to travel for work. I'd like to have stuff to do, like go work on a project for 2 months somewhere, like Toronto.
Hey!
What?
Your grandbaby is going to come and visit soon.
August.
Oh, that's not that soon.
I thought it was passport.
I thought it was like next month.
It's almost next month. I mean, it's 1 month away from being next month, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to read you this just before we go because we're almost out of time. But I saw this great video this morning. These guys, Hamish and Andy. Remember those Australian dudes that do a podcast and a video? Well, they did this incredibly... I was having so much trouble with my printer this month, and I just about threw it out the car.
Did you finally get a new ink cartridge?
I did, and it didn't work. It didn't
that's
solve
right.
the
It was
problem.
still doing like half.
Yeah, so right now, I've been taking my printer to all my gardening jobs. It's sitting back there with the shovels and the rakes because I'm trying to get it to Staples to see if they can fix it for me. I'm just not going to get on tech support with anybody. I cannot deal with doing that.
No.
But anyway, so these guys did this great video piece where they Hamish sentences his incompetent printer to death. And he gets up on top of this building and he's standing there and this is, he's going to throw it off. And Andy's down below, to film the event. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just going to read you part of his statement that he said. He made this proclamation. He unrolled this proclamation. He says,
"Okay,
Printer, you stand accused of gross incompetence and unusefulness. You and your kind have been peddling the false perception of being an assistant to those of us working in the home office space. I myself have found, beyond a shadow of reasonable doubt, that your claim of being a convenient appliance is false, and you and your kind, sir, are filthy liars." And then he throws it off from the top of the roof and it smashes. It was so satisfying. It's just anybody, who needs that kind of support, emotional support, because their printer's driving them crazy, please dial that up. It's Hamish and Andy.
My printer regularly drives me crazy.
I guess,
God,
as human beings, we have certain things in common. It brings us together.
Defunct printers.
Yes. And on that wonderful, happy note, we shall segue into the rest of our life from 11th Hour Radio. You've been listening to us. I'm Kristina Stykos. Sitting across from me is Emily Howe.
And we'll be back next week. We will.
And we'll be back.
And we hope you have a great weekend. Put on a hat.
Put on a hat? Is that what she said?
Yes.
That's your advice for the week? Okay, everybody, you heard it from Emily. Put on a hat.
cœur mélange avec le souffle du train qui s'en va à Montréal ce soir. Tu m'abandonnes, j'abandonne tout, je flotte, je vole. Pluie de larmes qui coulent sans arrêt, sans cesse dans le cœur du désert, comme un soulier abandonné, sans pied, sans abri. Tu es sans cœur, plein de peur, sans cœur, rempli de noirceur. Tu es sans cœur, plein de peur, sans cœur, rempli de noirceur. Sans cœur, plein de peur, sans cœur, rempli de noirceur. Tu es sans cœur, plein de peur, sans cœur, rempli de noirceur. Je laisse voler l'illusion d'avoir aimé, jamais, c'est toujours jamais. Je plonge mon cœur dans le froid de la rivière, je fasse le tableau qui me tient